For more on this game, we want to welcome in three-time Super Bowl champ Darren Woodson and Saints tight end Benjamin Watson. You played for the Patriots from 04 to 09. And when you think about Darrelle Revis, you think about Revis Island. You think about him going one-on-one with the team's top receiver. But what do you expect to see out of him, along with fellow colleague Brandon Browner for the Patriots?
You know, they do exactly what we did back in the have to have big games when it's third and long and create pressure and a loading nada. Push the pocket, make Tom Brady get off his spot in the middle of the field, make him move around. He doesn't feel comfortable moving around, and that's how you win this game. That's how you get those sacks and have those 4 or 5 sacks like they had last week.
And the Ravens are one team going into Foxborough that they're not going to be scared of. They've been there before. They've got
and they've done it before. But when they've beaten the Patriots in the postseason, those are games Rob Gronkowski was not playing. So that could be the difference maker there. He's been a difference maker in a lot of games for New England. These guys are going to be hanging around with us for a while here as we get set for Media Day. We got more NFL talk coming up a little later in the show. Tight end Benjamin Watson. Listen, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Packers, the Broncos, they have combined to go 30-2 at home this season. So of all the teams that are on the road, who's got the toughest task?
If you're asking me, I'm saying the Carolina Panthers. And I'm sure, Ben, you've been there. You know what it takes like to win against the 12th man. I think the Carolina Panthers, simply because of what they have to go through this week in Seattle, the 12th.
Of all these places, and listen, the Packers 8-0 at home this season. What do you think the toughest environment of all of those places is?
I've got to say Seattle.
Yeah.
You know, just because I've been there on 2 road games last year, went in there in the regular season, and they took it up a notch when we went there.
Their star player with Star Latuale in the middle of that defense, taking up room, taking up space, you're going to have some issues. And I think Seattle's going to absolutely take the advantage of the fact that he's not playing.
This is a Panthers team that has been on a roll, and you know, I'm sure you don't love this being brought
Thanks
up.
for bringing this up.
Yeah, I apologize for this in advance, Benjamin, but Week 14, this was a different Panthers team when they came in to your house and beat you guys 41-10 than the team that you saw in Week 9. What was the difference?
Team turnovers. We were -2 in the turnover area. Can't win football games like that.
This is a Panthers team that deserves a lot of credit for what they've done late in the season. They were fantastic in December, and we know that the Seahawks are terrific. Their defense is stifling. In December, the Seahawks held opponents to less than 9 points per game. That's tops in the league. But the team that's second in that category in December, that was the Seahawks. The Panthers allowed just under 11 points a game. So it's 1-2 for points allowed for these two teams. They get the matchup in Seattle. This is a Panthers team that's been riding some momentum, but I think everyone certainly knows what they're up against today. Bram?
Our NFL insider Adam Kaplan is with us to cover some of the front office moves that we've seen in the past 24 hours here. Let's start with Mike Tannenbaum's hiring in Miami. He was consulting for the team since last summer, but now he is hired in full as the executive VP of football operations. A move that really surprised level. That's the question. There are 5 active Heisman-winning quarterbacks in the NFL, none of them with a career record above 500. Where will Jameis Winston fit into that picture as he declares for the NFL draft today? We will speak with the man who broke the story, David Hale.
Big day of hoops in the state of Kentucky. No doubt about that. Matt Berry, Jade McCarthy with you on SportsCenter. That was the way one of them ended. The other?
Yeah, if you live in Kentucky, you were throwing the remote at the TV because of college basketball. If you were a Louisville fan, you were throwing the remote at the TV because you were angry. If you were a Kentucky fan, you were throwing the remote at the TV out of sheer excitement. Yeah. Kentucky had an overtime game against Ole Miss earlier in the week.
This is a mea culpa. I take responsibility for it. Yeah, we have Phil Jackson's words this afternoon in bold right there, and worth it. The man with more rings than his hands can wear, saying, "Blame me." The Knicks have won 5 games all season. They've lost more than double that in consecutive fashion, on the verge of 15 straight. The winningest coach in NBA history, front and center amidst a season of losing. He is with the Packers, and look, Bob, Rodgers has been nothing short of stellar at home. 477 consecutive passes without throwing an interception. But you got that lingering calf injury. What's the expectation for him today? For no quarterback has more passing touchdowns from outside of the pocket than Aaron Rodgers over the last 5 seasons. We'll see how effective he can be. 20 degrees, I checked, weather.com. That's the forecast at kickoff at high noon out there in Wisconsin. The temperatures aren't exactly anything new for the Pack here, Bob, but how are they preparing?